Hello and welcome to the Loose Ball Review. I am your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Spooge.
Hello.
And as always, before we go into the review proper, I have to give the rules of the rating system. The first rule is it must be a fraction of 5. 1 means you hate it, 5 means you love it. Rule number 2, if you are disappointed and want your money back, you give it a good old Jeff Goldblum. And rule number 3, if we all agree that's doing the review, it gets a God tier, a 6 out of 5, then it will get a God tier. And today we are reviewing Gappa, the Triphibian
Triphibian. Yes.
monster, or Decaguya Gappa, giant beast Gappa. It is from 1967. It is a kaiju film. It was directed by Hiroyusa Noguchi. The film is it is virtually duplicates that of the 1961 British film Gorgo, and that is why we are reviewing it today.
Oh yeah.
So, getting into the production, the year 1967 was the height of Japan's kaiju boom, and many Japanese film studios were doing their own monster film. Negetsu jumped on board and decided to do their own film. Several ideas were hatched, but none bore fruit. There were giant monster Ginta, Ginginta
Giganto.
or Giganta or Giganto, a giant alien life form resembling a spider arrives on Earth and causes destruction. That would have been fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Giant squid monster, Arkitsu. That would have been fucking cool. During World War II, a Nazi U-boat is attacked by a giant squid called Arketsu. Uh, that why did a Nazi U-boat? The fuck? A giant monster, Momonara, it would have been Japan is attacked by a giant mutated flying squirrel. Oh, god damn it! These are all good. Why, why weren't they made? um, you got uh, uh, would it be Regon? The devil of the
Rygon?
sea, Rygon. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rygon,
yeah.
devil of the seabed. A giant manta ray dubbed Rygon appears one day and wreaks havoc across the world, and then fights a giant iguana. Oh, that would have been so fucking cool. God damn it. These gotta be made. These have to be made. This was the fourth and final unmade film in a series of concept Negetsu company had before making Gappa. This concept got the furthest into development out of the four scrapped projects, receiving a plot synopsis, speculative screenplay, and kaiju ideas. Planning was done by Hideo Hideo
Yeah.
Kodama.
Kodama.
The Kodama. The draft was written by Shinichi Yukimura and Rizu Nakashini. Uh, in a interview with the film's screenplay writers Jin Yukizuma and
Oh,
Yurizu
Yamazaki.
Yamazaki, my beads, and Rizu.
Ryuzo Nakanishi.
I just said it. They explained that the film got government financing of about fucking 500 million yen, about $1.4 million, which was 10 times the average of a Niketsu film. Damn, it does not show at all. Someone took some money. Someone took some of their money and put it in their pocket for sure.
Damn.
Isai Koi, who was the producer of the film, was classmates with politicians in the Diet and used his political power to get the money. That's the motherfucker that pocketed it right there. That's the son of
the
a
fucking politician.
He was like, oh, no, the producer of the film is who produced it, because he had the friend. He was like, oh, let's do this. I bet the politician got some money too, though.
Oh, yeah.
But the producer definitely was the one that was like, hey, we're doing this film. How about you help us out, buddy? Give us some of that cash. We just need this amount of money. And then he probably went to the studio and was like, oh, they're only going to give us half. Yeah, they're not giving us the whole amount. They're only giving us half. That's fine, right?
Damn.
Yeah, and then just so happens that about 3/4 of half of the money just so happened to, look at that, my bank account is suddenly looking a little bit, ain't that great? And slide the politician about 100 of it, a fourth of it, there you go, a little hush hush money, we none the wiser.
I'd take it.
But principal photography on Gappa lasted for about 40 days, twice the time that the director usually took to shoot a film.
Yes.
I already said the director's name.
You said it wrong before, and I didn't get there in time. I just wanted to put that it was Yasu.
Special effects. Usually there's a shit ton of stuff to go into, but the only thing that you need to know is the monster suits and effects in the film were created by Akira Watanabe.
Yeah.
A former employee of Toho.
Yeah, we heard a lot of them on previous episodes. You get the gist of what was going on. Nothing too crazy in this film.
Not really. This is pretty standard kaiju. I enjoy the creature.
Pretty good.
I enjoy the kaiju.
Executed well.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not surprised that there was someone in Toho that was worked on this, of like how well that suit looks.
It's
or the suits anyway.
I guess we're gonna have to wait and see, but I could have swore the Gappas came back as like a fucking whatchamacallit, fucking Ultraman. Ultraman fucking villain.
I don't know. I know they're used in stock footage for this really horrible film that's only made with stock footage, except for the stupid human parts. God Monsters, War of the God Monsters. I know it was used in that, and like a bunch of also like Ultraman footage. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like some. I mean, like a lot of those like cheaper kaiju things. They definitely used a lot of stock footage in like secondhand suits, so I wouldn't be surprised if they got turned into Ultraman. But usually they'll still modify it to an extent if they do reuse a suit from someone else. Because I know there's a couple Ultraman monsters it's literally like the old Godzilla suits. And they like put a flower petal on him, like around his neck. They're like, no, he's a plant monster. But it's like obviously just Godzilla, like in like it looks like he's like in cheap like Biolante like fucking costume. He's going to fucking Dragon Con.
All right, so we can start getting into the plot.
Oh, and
Is that
also to add, or they got the Red Man fate,
uh
and that's the worst. That's the worst thing you could get is the suit gets sold to Red Man, and it's just gonna be beaten by a guy like a cheap version of Ultraman in like a dirt and some dirt like back alley part of like Japan, which actually they're really fun because they really go crazy with the fighting because they're just like destroying those suits until like they're just like nothing left. Gaigan's got a bunch of episodes that he's in.
Oh man. All right. So, let's get into the plot. An expedition from Tokyo heads to Obelisk Island, which the greedy Mr. Funzu Funazu, owner of the Playmate magazine, wants to turn into a resort. The island natives welcome the expedition, but two members, Horoshi and Ediko, venture into a forbidden area despite the pleas of the native boy named Sakai. They
I'm
enter.
sorry, but Playmate magazine is the most porn sounding.
Yeah, it does not sound good at all. That does sound like a CD. like it, it like I'm definitely not going to oh well,
Playmate
I
Island.
would if there were no children there.
As long as it's not like little fucking St. James Island, and it's just like Playboy Island with like of age, yeah. So I mean,
like
Hugh Hefner is shady too.
it definitely I would be like, why are if I saw anybody that I would have to unfortunately I need to see your ID, sir. You can't if you're under a certain height. You getting on the plane.
Yeah, especially if the island is gonna be full of gappas.
I guess we can't be having that shit on this island.
Yeah. With that elephant out of the room.
Yeah. Let's they enter a cavern blocked by a fallen statue and find a giant egg, of which hatches a baby bird lizard monster referred to as Gappa. The natives plea with the skeptical scientists not to take the baby away, lest it anger the baby's parents, but they do so anyway. Inside the fucking, I can't believe I'm
I
fucking.
mean, they're really mostly just like kind of annoyed, but they saw what happened in the Mothra films and were like, we don't want to push
Hey. Hey, this island's like next door to Infant Island. They come on. They know what happened. They they
They're like,
they,
we'll make
they
you a cage for it though.
they don't want these people calling the Roslican fake United States people because they heard the gunshots. They know what happened over there. Yeah, they do make a cage for the baby, even though they say don't take it. But inside the caverns, Gappa's two parents rise from the subterranean waters beneath the volcano, destroying everything in their path. Sakai, the only survivor, that I thought they got to the boats in time, but I guess not. Uh,
Huh.
the only survivor is rescued by an American Navy fleet brought to Japan. Meanwhile, Gappa makes global headlines and is experimented on by scientists. to the shock of the expedition members, two giant flying creatures appear over Sagami Bay. Sagami Bay. I,
Segami.
I,
Sega you,
I,
Sega me.
feel, I feel I'm pronouncing that wrong, but okay.
I
the
think it's
Gappa,
Sagami.
the Gappa,
You gotta think
yeah,
with a weeb
Sagami
brain.
does. Sagami is Sagami Bay does sound
Like
better.
origami.
the the Gappa parents ravage cities looking for their offspring and provoke imp- improv-
Impervious.
impervious to improve. I don't know where I get provoked
Oh
from.
yeah, sorry. I think
and
you're combining prove and impervious together. they did a
improve
fusion dance for a second.
impervious to military weapons. Horishi, Ediko, and Sakai, and the expedition scientist Professor Tanuka try to. Ah, that's very clever. They like a Tanuki. His name is Tanuka.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clever.
Oh.
Tried to persuade because he's very greedy. He's like, oh no, I'm not. I will make money with it. I can't fucking lose the creature. Tried to persuade the headstrong Mr. Funzu to try to let the baby go and return it to its parents, but he finally lets Gappa go back to its parents. And then
He really likes poking it with an electric cattle prod.
Yeah, that's all he wants it for, so he can just torture it all day long. He's like, oh, look at this, it's so fun. Oh, point, zip, zap.
To the point that his daughter is like, I fucking hate you.
Then the three go back to Obelisk Island. They fly off into the distance. Oh, it's so cool.
Didn't it seem like they adopted the little the brown face boy?
Yeah, Sakai definitely can't go back to Obelisk Island if all the other people are dead.
He also might bring back diseases that'll kill any of the survivors after being in Japan, being in the new world away from his isolated island.
And that was it for the plot, actually. There's not really much left. The release, Gappa was released in Japan on April 22nd, in 1967, as Dokujin Gappa. I'm fucking that up. The film was never released theatrically in the United States, though. But the American International Television first offered the film as a monster from a prehistoric planet, which that film doesn't make sense. It's not from a separate planet. In the 15
You know what's going on.
in the 15 new science fiction television package beginning in 1967. The film may have premiered on television in 1968.
Just to add on to that, I just loved how like blatantly apparent it was like that the producers didn't even watch the films that they were bringing over.
Hey, they make money over there. They can make money over here. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Like I don't know, it's like a movie about some birds or something. Some space birds.
The English language dialogue track in the film's English version is credited to William Ross.
But what about the theme song?
Stewart Galbraith IV, author of Japanese science fiction, fantasy, and horror films, described the American version of the film as poorly dubbed and the home video versions prior to the 1994 a poor dupes taken from a 16 millimeter television print.
For sure. For sure. That was awful. The American version is unwatchable.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. It's like definitely not watchable.
Like this, what this dude said was like an understatement. Like he's being
it,
nice.
it, it, the, I get preservation is important, but it wasn't preserved at all. Like that's not
Mhm.
preservation right there. That is just destruction right there.
Well, luckily the original's still around.
Yeah, for sure. The film has been released on DVD by various companies, including Alpha Video, Mill Creek Entertainment, Tokyo Shock, and Image Entertainment. Gappa, the Triphibian monster, was released on Blu-ray in the United States on February 25th, 2020, with both Japanese and English language audio, as well as English subtitles.
Huh.
Yay!
Nice.
See,
So
preservation.
there is a way to get the dub with the better, with the actual better footage. That's good. If people really want the dub, though, I'm sure like the dub itself is like audibly probably still bad.
Certain shots of the Gappas attacking Japan were used in the 1991 Red Dwarf episode Meltdown. Red Dwarf
Hmm.
is a science fiction comedy program. So, you know.
Yes. Never
Uh,
watched it, but I knew of it.
the reception in contemporary reviews, Variety stated that the creature Gappa makes a auspicious debut and reveals itself as best monster to so far. That's kind of questionable. It's a great monster design. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the best.
No, not
uh,
even the best Kappa.
nah, definitely not the best Kappa.
Shout out to Death
Variety.
Kappa.
Yeah, that's definitely Death Kappa. Go fucking definitely need to go watch Death Kappa. If you're gonna watch this, you need to watch Death Kappa.
At least after.
Yeah, Variety concluded that these are the only Japanese monsters one might look like to see. What? No, there's plenty that you'll like to see. The fuck?
Hmm.
And the most
What?
and the most effects are well done and few superb, noting the destruction of Atami as one of its highlights. Okay. In retrospective reviews, Phil Hardy discussed the film in his book Science Fiction from 1984. The review complimented the film, noting that the effects are excellent and the script is worthy of a witty children's comedy. That's not really true. Uh, Stuart Gilbreth IV described the film as an unauthorized remake of the 1961 British film Gorgo. Uh, Gilbreth, Gilbreth described the human characters as colorless reporters and scientists, and that none of the actors is especially appealing. Damn.
Just like Gorgo.
uh, Gilbreth commented on Akira Watanabe's effects, uh, opponing that opinion that they were okay but lack the perfectionist drive of E.G. Tosabori's work. I fucked his name up.
Subaraya.
Subaraya.
Subaraya. Yes.
I know we've been mentioning him all month. I know.
He's also
Roast
done. I think
me.
he's done a lot of like a lot for Ultraman too.
But yes, that's it for that's it actually. Is there Rotten
We're gapping.
Tomatoes for Gappa?
We've been gapping.
That's the Gappa. Is there Rotten Tomatoes at least? Surely there's a Rotten Tomatoes. Mm,
We forgot to do that for Gogo.
no,
I guess we could compare. See, did
there
we?
was no there was a 36% for
Okay.
and there is no Rotten Tomatoes for Gappa. There is a
I
IMDb,
don't. Huh. Well, nice.
but no.
Too obscure.
I wouldn't see this as obscure, but I guess I could be
It's
wrong.
kind of obscure. I mean, dude, I who talks about fucking Gappa, like other than the nerdiest of nerd.
Hey,
I feel
this is somebody's favorite
Gamera is above fucking Gappa.
this was somebody's very first kaiju, and it's their favorite kaiju, and you just broke their heart.
Yeah, I'm speaking the truth. Even if it was like the best one, no, compared to any of the Toho ones, it ain't known.
But yeah, I know what you
I feel
mean.
like Red
I,
Man's more known.
I definitely get what you mean. I we we're done with all the facts of Gappa. This is gonna be definitely one of the shortest reviews we've done in a long time. We
Huh.
haven't even hit the 30-minute mark.
We've been gapping.
Yeah, I can't add much more. There's no facts there's no more facts. That's it. So we gotta go into final thoughts. You want to go?
Maybe we could pretend that John Carpenter also made a threequel that was Godzilla versus Gorgo versus Gappa.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it was so bad that he was too embarrassed to even talk about it.
He didn't even show that to his friends. He just gaped himself to it while he watches it and cries and plays little spooky John Carpenter fucking synth music.
But yeah, we
Oh,
can definitely final thoughts
yeah,
time.
final thoughts.
um, since you went first in Gorgo, I'm gonna go first in this one. I feel like you've been going first in all the reviews, so
Oh,
I am going to definitely give this a weak. I gotta put this out there. This is a weak 2.5 out of 5. Uh, the like I said, the creature design is unique. You got to give it that. I mean, they did combine a lizard and a bird, and they got a weird little kappa kind of thing going on. I enjoyed the creature design. I get we didn't get most of the monster, but I'm not going to hold it against the movie when that is primarily all kaiju films. Is like you only get 10 minutes of the monster at the very end usually. So I
yeah.
can't
I
hold it
didn't think there
against it.
was. I didn't think it was an unfair amount.
So it definitely served its purpose. The It's better than Gorgo in my opinion. Even though we got more of the monster, I enjoyed this movie a lot more. It just was a lot. I feel the camp was better. The and it's just they did the destruction. It was just so much better than in Gorgo. And I know I shouldn't be comparing it, but since you're apparently supposed to be comparing it, since this is apparently a remake or a rehash of Gorgo, even though that they they did kind of mash Mothra into the mix a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
To
inspired. It's slightly plagiarized.
Yeah, yeah.
They did good. They put it through an AI thing and made it their own.
it's. I feel like they were trying to copy King Kong and Mothra more than they were trying to
Mhm.
copy Gorgo. I don't think Gorgo was thought about in the production of this movie. I could be wrong, uh, but who knows? But yes, I'm definitely giving it a 2.5 out of 5. I can't say that it's an average one. It's definitely one of the weaker ones. It's a little bit too long for my taste, even though it's only like an hour and a half. An hour and 15 minutes would have been better, or just a solid hour. I would have been fine with that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't really say much more. But yeah, that's it. I've been gaped. I've been gaped. I'm just gonna like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
it bent me over, and it wasn't pleasant.
Mhm. I'd say I pretty much agree with what all you said. Um, though I think just because this was at like right after watching Gorgo, like I was kind of already a little bit. Oh no, actually we watched this on a different day, didn't we?
It feels like we watched them on the same day, so I.
Who knows? Who knows what happened? But I don't know. Just like I was kind of like a little bit more psyched. I think the fact that it started stronger, like just with the theme song, got me like excited, and then it kind of had like the general kind of like slow kind of like start to it. That I was like, oh, I don't know. I I think this one just kind of interested me a little bit less than Gorgo because I don't know. There's a lot of like there's a lot more charming like things in Gorgo that I think about, like all the crowds going crazy and just like the wackiness of like the kid just like appearing in places and just like I don't know, just seems to just like jump. He's like a flea and just like jumps to like different hosts and I don't know because like this one is just like I think the fact that it's like done so well too, but it's like this one is done so well and it's like such a by the numbers. Like I could just be watching Mothra, or I could be watching like a different fucking movie or like a Godzilla movie instead, and it'd be like I'd probably get a little bit more of an enjoyment. And it'd be about like kind of the same beats as like some of the weaker ones of those. But like Gorgo is just kind of this. I feel like the fact that it sucks more kind of like makes it its own more. And this one just like has that kind of like, oh yeah, that was a fun kaiju movie, but that was just like the very basic one. I'm just gonna give it a point 0.5, less of a point. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Um, yeah. And there you go. I mean, I thought I liked the Gappas. I thought they were cute, but I don't know if I was gonna have a pet between a Gorgo and a Kappa, I might go with the little fucking wonky ass Gorgo.
I'm definitely going with the Gappa. I'm definitely fucking fly around and shit. Fuck it, Gappa would fuck Gorgo up.
Oh, I like the underdogs.
But yeah, I think I can. I think that's it. I think we done did it.
Mhm.
I think I can wrap up this review. If you've been listening to this short one, please leave a like if you liked it. I don't mind if this one gets dislikes. To be honest, I understand. This one was like the movie. It's rough. Uh, leave a comment section. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you don't mind, and turn on notifications. Um, and this is the part where I go, "Hey, does any of my co-hosts have a sign off?"
It's fucking get your fucking bongs out and fucking load them and have a smoke time. 420 Blaze it. Gotta find our next fucking smoke spot. Oh, it's gonna be. I think. Well, I don't know, cause I think the basic answer would be Playmate Island, but I don't know what's up with Playmate Island. I need more info before I go there. So I guess I'm just gonna go with the laboratory with the little Gappa in it, and I guess you could 420 blaze it in there and poke a Gappa with a cattle prod. Satiate the sadistic side.
I'm going with the fucking little spot that the parent Gappas popped out of. That would be a cool little spot in the cave where they popped out
Oh
under the
yeah,
water.
yeah,
That'd be fucking cool as fuck.
yeah, yeah.
And this is where I go, hey, and remember to tell your kids. Remember to tell your children. Remember this. This is very important to tell them that cats die, music fades, but art is for fucking keeps. Oh, and go hell, Henry Sabrowski, Marcus Parks, and Ed Lawson. Oh, yes. Yes, we
And
done
get
did it.
Gapped.
And go get gapped. This will be a bye-bye.